Short answer is yes. I think there's some extra stuff in there that, again, people take what they want from it and on an individual level. And on a group session, Stevie was trying to target us a little bit, but it was more so to keep the engagement up, I feel. There's things that were said, and there were certain things and ideas that I had in my head that did really open my eyes up to a lot of things that not so much just on the business and the divisional lead, but on the personal side that I've probably not been acknowledging to myself, that I need to grow, and that's been my subconscious limiting beliefs there that I've not really even been aware of, whether that's through my own ignorance or malignance or whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes you need either a wee shake or a wee slap or a mirror or whatever to get that. And it's also another thing as well that I took from it, and what I have done in the past is make excuses based on, my personal circumstance or my employer, the inertia of life or whatever. Ultimately, I'm the one that's in control of my own destiny, and if I choose to stay at an employment or with an employer, then that's on me, and there's no point in doing what I have done. I went, oh, well, I'm like this because my last boss was like that, or my last thing was like that. Those things contribute to it, but it's up to me to get on with it, basically. For me, being a leader or a divisional leader is, I think you've got to inspire people, and that's kind of a corny term that's overused and cliche, but if you put it into context and you actually believe it and you go through the work and you do the work and you do things like this, then, being able to incentivize, inspire and create things kind of out of nothing in a way as well. There's a lot more to it than just, turning up and telling people what to do. It's an ethos, it's a mindset, and I mean, again, I'm just giving you my take on that. I think it's very important to lead by example, to have your vision and to have your goals, and to really kind of just keep reminding yourself of that. And also, if you're living it and breathing it, then people around you start to feel it as well. And again, I noticed that in a place like ATS, where I'm daily working with guys that I respect a lot and who are inspiring, Dave and Jason in particular, and obviously I sit opposite Ross and the rest of the team. Everybody's kind of stepping up to the plate when they need to. So there'll be growth both personally and professionally, and again, it's important that the two of them happen concurrently, or at least there's a plan in place, because before, on the personal side, I've just kind of brushed that under the carpet, Ryan, without really taking proper cognizance of how important that is. So on a personal level, I want to be earning more. I want to be in a better position. I want to be more comfortable. I want to have a better house, and I want to be ambitious about that. On the professional level, I can see that there's huge potential here for growth, and I've said that from day one. The underfloor heating, while it's, in terms of total revenue and sales for the company, it's a 5%, 6%, something like that. But it's still significant when we're turnover. It's more so the angles of opportunity and the added value it brings to our offering. We now have routes into tenders, into clients, and a tender and client base that we never had before, because it's a mechanical angle. That's the angle I'm going through. So that kind of got me thinking, like, well, what's stopping me just booking a week and getting in front of as many M&E contractors, consultants, architects and all the rest of it as I can. So off the back of that meeting, the next day, that's all I did. I phoned people, and I phoned them and I told them I was coming to see them. I was nice about it. I said, look, I want to come and see you for a coffee over lunchtime, 10 minutes, getting in front of people and doing that face to face, and kind of hearing that story that Stevie told. Again, yourself, I was thinking, well, there's no reason I can't do that. There's nothing stopping me doing that. And, whatever stopped me from doing that in the past, I just need to dismiss it. The next week and the next month, I've booked myself out. I've got a lot of meetings with clients. I've got a lot of things. I met with Dave on Friday. I wanted to get a bit of feedback from him. And we went to Starbucks on Friday and had a good sit for a good half an hour, 40 minutes, talking about chokeholds in the business, talking about aspirations, what we want to be, not just, in the next 12 months, I want to grow our client base to do the M&E side, to do the mechanical side. I want all these extra avenues of attack, of opportunity available to us, but I also want to develop a part of the business that it'll make us a complete USP from other people in our field. So that's the sustainability side, that's the passive house side, that's the green side, the renewable side. I can see the underfloor heating division not just being underfloor heating, but like a sustainability and flooring department for excellence. You know what I mean? Something along those lines, which is really kind of exciting for one, and also it's setting us apart from the rest in the best possible way, because we're caring as we do what we do. We're, not just in the community, but in the environment. And we're also getting ahead of the curve in terms of legislations and green directives and future build standards and all the rest of it. It's a good team, and I've got something I want to post on LinkedIn, and something I want to post relating to, working as part of a team. Because on Friday I had an issue on site. I made a phone call, and then like 10 minutes later, the rest of the team were phoning me saying, like, how can we help with this? And you know what? It was a really good feeling. To know that you're part of a team where you're all, like, nobody's throwing anyone under the bus. You're all part of the same collective, and it feels like a winning team where everyone has each other's back. That's a really, really good feeling, a really important feeling that I want to build on. That it goes back to the point Stevie said about the best way to success is to emulate or mirror someone who is successful, and it makes totally perfect sense. I only need to look at Jason and Ross and the rest of the guys who went through the pathway to see the development that they've had. So, I'm very kind of evidence-based. If I see something working, then I'll go, right, okay, that works. Maybe don't quite get how it works, but it works. So, and then another person doesn't. It's like, okay, you can't not, you have to respect it, and you have to take notice of it, I think, and it was like therapy in ways more than just, business coaching. Obviously that was fundamentally business coaching, but there's the stuff about how your mind mapping and how your brain works and stuff. I find that really interesting, So yeah, it was intense, and it was good, and it lived up to the hype, yeah. Because most people don't do this. Like, we're in the small, or Jason's. Ultimately, this is, and the thing is as well, I was thinking about how weird the whole, I don't know, the timeline is, or the destiny or whatever, but if Jason didn't make contact with Stevie, I probably wouldn't be sat here right now. There's a lot of timelines and threads that branch ultimately off Stevie and Jason's relationship with each other, and they're similar in a lot of ways, it's kind of weird when you step back and think about it. It's probably just a phone call that Jason made at one point, and look what's been built from that. It makes me feel engaged, it makes me feel alive, and it makes me feel like I want to do my best. There's two ways to engage people, I believe, and it's through motivation and it's through fear. Now, if you motivate people through fear, they'll do just enough to get by and they'll get sacked. But if you actually properly motivate good people, they'll do anything for you, man. But here, believe it, for me personally, and this has always been how I've been as a person, the best type of feeling for me in my job is when I do a good job and my client's satisfied as well, because there's no better feeling than that. Everyone gets paid, everyone's happy, and you get more work from the back of it, and you build up a relationship. It's not just I'm giving you a subcontract, or you build up a relationship with the people. You don't build sales or relationships with businesses. It's with the people in the business ultimately. And again, me getting out this week, I've got, I think, 5 meetings with different M&Es this week booked in. And where I'm at ATS at the moment, there's nothing really holding me back other than myself, and that's really, that doesn't happen anymore. I think in terms of where I can add value to the business, I look at things quite almost too logically sometimes. I like seeing a problem and thinking about it critically, and being someone that I want everyone to come to me for anything to do with underfloor heating, which they already do. But also I want to add to that skill set. I want to display competence on a level that impresses everyone I meet, because ultimately, if you can demonstrate to your clients that you know what the hell you're on about and you're there in safe hands with someone competent, you're already more than halfway there to closing a sale. you know, about displaying that competence, about displaying that intelligence and reliability. That's what I want to do more of. Presenting to people, getting technical points across, explaining things, something I've always been good at. I want to do more of that. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential. I'm really looking forward to it. Really excited to grow the department. Baby steps. There's immediate things I need to put in place, chokeholds that I need to resolve, which I've spoke to them about. They know about it. It's getting done as we speak, and then it's on to the next step, which would be, getting out more, presenting more, making the visibility of the product, of the competence of the services